Hello students, lesson number 5. You are welcome to this audiovisual tutorial on equations of linear motion and their application. The audiovisual tutorial is presented by Abdulhafiz Ahmed. Please pay attention as the presentation proceeds. By the end of this audiovisual tutorial presentation on speed, velocity and acceleration, the student should be able to 1. Define the equations of linear motion. 2. Derive the first equation of linear motion. 3. Derive the second equation of linear motion. 4. Derive the third equation of linear motion. And 5. Explain the applications of equations of motion. To be able to achieve the stated objectives for the lesson, the following content will be discussed. 1. Definition of the equations of linear motion. 2. Derivation of the first equation of linear motion. 3. Derivation of the second equation of linear motion. 4. Derivation of third equation of linear motion. And 5. Application of equations of linear motion. While listening and watching this tutorial, you may come across these terms. 1. Equation of linear motion, which is the relationship between velocity, acceleration, and displacement, provided the acceleration remains constant. 2. Displacement, which means the distance traveled in a specified direction. Number 3. Uniform speed, which means the ratio of S over T, which is constant throughout the journey. Number 4. Velocity, which means the speed measured in a given direction, or the rate of change of displacement with time. 5. Acceleration, which is the rate of change of velocity with time. Number 6. Time, which means the time taken throughout the journey. Number 7. ms per 1 is pronounced as meter per second. 8. kmh per 1 is pronounced as kilometer per hour. 9. kmh per 2 is pronounced as kilometer per hour squared. 10. ms per 2 is pronounced as meter per second squared. Now, equations of linear motion. As we know, motion is a phenomenon on which an object changes its position. Motion is represented in terms of displacement, distance, velocity, acceleration, speed, and time. Let us know the equations of motion and application of the equations of motion. In this lesson, we will learn how we can relate quantities like velocity, time, acceleration, and displacement, provided the acceleration remains constant. These relations are actively known as the equation of motion. There are 3 equations of motion, and there are 3 ways to derive the equation of motion. And here we are going to derive with the help of a graph. First equation of motion. First equation of motion relates velocity, time, and acceleration. Now, from the figure, delta u xy tan theta is equals to xy all over uy. Then tan theta is equals to v minus u all over t. We also know that tan theta is nothing but the slope, and the slope of the v velocity time graph represents acceleration. This implies that v is equals to u plus at. This is the equation of motion. This is the first equation of motion, where v is equals to final velocity, u is equals to initial velocity, a is equals to acceleration, and t is equals to time taken. The second equation of motion, now coming to the second equation of motion, it relates displacement, velocity, acceleration, and time. The area under velocity time graph represents the displacement of the body. In this case, displacement is equals to area of trapezium, OUXT. S is equal to half times sum of parallel sides times height. S is equal to half times open bracket V plus U close bracket times T. We can substitute V in terms of overlap and get the final equation as S is equal to UT plus half AT squared, where symbols have the usual meaning. Third equation of motion. The third equation of motion relates velocity, displacement, acceleration using the same equation 2. S is equal to half times open bracket V plus U close bracket times T. Using equation 1, if we replace T, we get S is equal to half times open bracket V plus U close bracket times open bracket V minus U close bracket all over A. S therefore is equal to open bracket U squared minus V squared close bracket all over 2A. V squared is equal to U squared plus 2AS. Above equation represents our third equation of motion. Now the applications of equation of motion. The three equations of linear motion, we can use them to solve kinematic problems. You just have to identify what all parameters are given and then choose the appropriate equation and solve for the required parameter. The equations of motion are also used in the calculation of optical properties. Dear students, in this lesson, we have successfully discussed equation of linear motion, which is the relationship between velocity, acceleration, and displacement, provided that the acceleration remains constant. 2, the first equation of linear motion, which is V is equal to U plus AT. 3, the second equation of linear motion, which is S is equal to UT plus half AT squared. And the third equation of linear motion, which is B squared is equal to U squared plus 2AS. Number 5. The three equations of linear motion, we can use them to solve kinematic problems. The equations of motion are also used in calculation of optical properties. Having successfully discussed the equations of linear motion, there are no further questions. Let us practice the following questions. What are the equations of linear motion? Derive the first equation of linear motion. Derive the second equation of linear motion. Derive the third equation of linear motion. And what are the applications of equations of linear motion? For further inquiries on the formulas we discussed, the following references may be contacted: PNOKK, FNOKK, SF Akande 2011, Macmillan Nigeria Publishers Limited, current edition. Number 2, G.O. Eweluka, 2010, Calculations in Physics for Senior Secondary Schools, African First Publishers PLC. Number 3, O.E. Farinde, H.E.A. Mitela, and S.K. Dada, 2018, Essential Physics for Senior Secondary Schools, Tonal Publishers Limited. Number 4, Byju's 2022, via https://byju's.com/physics/distance-time-graph/. 6, https://ask/content/concept/velocity-time-graph-208251/. We have come to the end of this audiovisual presentation for this week. Meet me same time and same station next week. I remain your regular presenter, Abdulhafiz Ahmed. Bye for now.